and welcome to the D Digital podcast. Today is a very special day because I have everyone on the team for our D-1 project, and we're going to be talking about our new song Relevance coming out soon. And so I've got Peter with me.
Hello.
I've got Angelo.
Yeah.
And I've got Nathan.
Yo.
And so it's really good that I have all of you together because I've been talking to you all kind of individually about similar topics.
Yep.
And so it's nice that we're all here so we can kind of debate more and discuss it and share our opinions together as a whole. This is going to be interesting. So we'll start off with talking about relevance and how we're all feeling about it, and let's all just talk about our personal journeys going through it and how we're feeling about it now that it's coming out very soon and working on it. So we'll start with you, Peter. How are you feeling about the whole journey as a whole and everything that's going on with relevance?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the products that we're producing. It's still being edited and stuff, but what I've seen so far, I'm very impressed. And I think in the time that we had, pretty much it was over the course of 2 days, but
yeah,
I feel like we've put in a couple hours into it, really, at best.
Yeah.
But in that time, I feel like we've made a really high quality song. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
for sure. Because in the last interview that we said, we talked more about your own personal experiences and how you expressed that through the song.
Yeah.
Would you say that it was really good to mix that with other people's personal experiences now that everybody's here together and everything like that?
Yeah, I feel like the song, the theme that we chose for the song, it was well selected. I feel like we all had something to contribute to the song. Because obviously the song's about moving on, getting to a better place, and we all had individual experiences that we brought to it to make it is what it is. Yeah.
And for a little context, guys, so last time I interviewed Peter, we talked about how we use songwriting as a form of therapy and a form of expression, and how that really benefited us when using our skills to put this song together. Would you guys like to elaborate more on that and how you guys felt throughout this experience and this journey?
I feel like I've spoken a bit too much, so
Yeah, you can definitely use music as a way to get your emotions out. It's very therapeutic. Yeah, it's also a good way of if you don't really want to speak about it, you can just write it down.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'd say that was my first impression when I met you, Angelo. When you got into the studio with the lyrics, and I was like, oh damn,
Yeah.
you got stuff to say.
Yeah.
I'm not really much of a talker person.
First.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, given the time constraints that we had, given the fact that we had all just met each other
that day,
that day, and less than 2 hours or so, and it was I playing some beats, see what you can do, and then I was like, okay, but we kind of need a topic, and then you jump in, you're like, okay, heartbreak. I'm like, who's been hurt? Who hurt, man? I was like, who hurt you? I had just finished this topic. I was done with this. Yeah. And you're like, heartbreak.
Well, when he said that, I was like, yes. I'm ready. I've already got lyrics lined up.
No, but it's actually great that we were able to just gel on something.
Yeah.
Something that's relatable. Something that not just keeps you in a mood, but kind of says, okay, cool, that's all of the feelings that we felt. This is how we're moving on from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more impactful, and I feel like we've done a really good job on that. So
I agree.
well done with the emo suggestion.
No, that was great though, because when you both started freestyling, I was immediately panicking because one, all of you guys are talented. What am I doing here? And then also, I was like, it's kind of, the lyrics are out to get me, or as the only female in the group, I need to put my female perspective and make it be something for females to relate to when they listen to this song. But at first I thought I was going to struggle with that story, but I ended up not struggling with it, because whether you've been through something like that or not, from a girl's perspective, it's always that interpretation of where your mind is going when you're getting into a relationship or a heartbreak, or just like that mentality in general when you're thinking about relationships as a whole, from the female's perspective.
I feel it's so great that we've got like multiple perspectives on it as well. We've got male perspective, female perspectives, because obviously there's like two sides to every story, and I feel like it was I feel like it was a good decision to
we can all kind of discuss the topic of kind of relationships in general, whether you've been in one, you're in one or not. And so everyone's got feelings when it comes to that topic in general, whether you've had a certain amount of experience or none at all. So I would say, why are we here, why we started this project, what were your thoughts when you first heard about this and came into it? I'll start off. You brought me onto this. Didn't really know what I was doing, but then met some incredible people and saw it as an amazing opportunity. But that's my perspective. What are you guys is when you first heard about this project and your mindset of going into D Digital?
Well, I saw a casting call online, and I thought I would apply and see what it's all about. Because I saw that they had like a lot of opportunities for musicians, presenters, actors, and I thought it would be a great way to meet new people as well, creators who are in those industries, and I've met
It's been great.
I've met a lot of great people here.
Honestly. Angelo, how would you say, like, going into this, how were you feeling, and then how you heard about us in general?
It's okay. I heard about this through the person that I live with. They showed me it. They said that I could just make music, but I didn't think it would be like this big of a thing to do.
Same.
So
Same.
But it's overall it's really good. Even though, again, I don't talk a lot, but it's fun to just see like the progress day by day.
Yeah. Nathan, before you told me about it, what was your mindset going into it?
It was I remember literally as I was being told, we were on a bus in the middle of Kingston. I get a call up from Shannon at Legacy, and once again, I'm gonna just quickly say, like, thanks to Legacy and everything for the opportunity, for being able to give us the space to record, for
100%.
being able to, like,
very grateful for it.
Legacy's a great youth centre, and hopefully it will still be there in the many years to come for younger kids and the future generations to go to. But Shannon decides to call me, and she says, by the way, so a company's coming in and they want to do a project, and I think you would be good for it. I was like to her, you realise I'm too old for Legacy now, because they go up to 20 with extra needs, extra care. But before that it's up to like 18 or so. I will have to double check that. So I was like to her, I'm too old for this, no? And she's like, oh no, like it could be spoken word, it could be music, they're going to be creatives from outside, and you'll be involved in a little talk or whatever it is. So I was like, okay, cool, let's go. We get there, and it's not just the PowerPoint, it was delivered really well by Daniela, by Anne Michelle, even Ibs, who was there. He was such a vibe, such a whole vibe. But then we get there, and it's like, okay, cool, for the next few weeks, you guys have a project, and it was like...
Pressure.
And, no, like I said before, we gelled on it, we got together, and you know what, even though it's a project that was unexpected, it's come out really well, and it's been really fruitful so far.
Did we record on the first day as well?
I remember, I know you did. I think you wrote your verse. I hadn't done anything on the first day, but I think you recorded on the track.
Because talking about the pressure, like I had to write
and record. On the first day.
I remember everyone's asking like, "Oh, have you finished your lyrics? Have you finished your lyrics?" I was like, "Just give me 2-3 more minutes."
I was stressed because you'd already done your freestyle. You'd already started recording, and I remember when we were in the car with Shannon, she was like, you realise that like the song was kind of against you, so you need to like, I'm like, no pressure. Yeah, I've started on lyrics, of course I have. I was on the train on the way here. I was just like, okay, I can think of something. and I remember I like struggled with one word, and then you just helped me because I overthink everything.
Yeah.
But it ended up turning out really well, and moral of the story, I need to learn to stop overthinking.
But I think that ties in with the topic anyway. It's like heartbreak and everything. It's a whirlwind of emotions, and it's something that, you know, you're going to overthink. You're going to have your mind clouded, and I feel like we've all, you know, expressed our feelings concisely, but, you know, well put. Throughout.
Yeah.
So yeah.
100%. And so one of the main reasons why we came about with this project, the first thing we spoke about, and we've spoken about before, drill music. And so we've obviously discussed this quite a lot, but we've never actually like sat down and debated about it or talked about it, like our own personal opinions together. So I think it would be nice if like we all got it, because what I found interesting about interviewing you guys individually is that we all have very similar views, and it's based on our own personal perspectives and ideas why we got those views, but they're all pretty similar. So it'd be cool to like discuss that in general. So obviously, first thing I always started off with is, what are your thoughts on drill music and the pros and cons behind it? Would you say any of that has changed? Would you say it stayed the same? Or just how any personal experiences, because we all come from different backgrounds. How has that been? Anyone want to start with that?
Well, the first thing that came to mind was something I remember someone saying to me. It's not necessarily the drill music itself, because you could have the same lyrics on like an R&B track, and it would still convey the same message. So I feel like it's not the genre itself, but more the people behind the genre.
Yeah.
And obviously the people behind the genre, they are involved in that life. I think the problem is as if it's like glamorized or made to seem like it's like a good thing, made to seem it's made to seem like a incentive. It made to incentivize like young people into that sort of thing. I think the people behind it should be responsible to say that no, it's not alright.
Yeah.
That was a bit. I feel like I rambled a bit there.
No,
it's true.
I mean, playing devil's advocate, right? Because I said this myself. I said we can have these words in R&B songs, in pop music and rock music, but the connotations are different. Then surely it is the music that is causing it, because if drill music is having the associations or the affiliations with gang, with wearing this, with doing these types of things, I'm talking about certain acts, right? Then that's the music. Because if you put those lyrics in an R&B song, what are the connotations of R&B? Love making, going out, expensive, chillaxing, you know? So surely the music is tied to a culture.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can say as much as you want about, I want to change the lyrics, I want to make a song that is positive. And there are many people who do. But it's like, it's still tied in that culture. You wouldn't expect to go to a church and hear Christian drill.
I mean, you could.
I would say though, what you said about it being like linked to a culture or anything like that, would you say that there can be pros behind that in terms of what I originally said is, because music is a form of expression, a lot of artists, when they write something, they write with the intention that an audience will listen to it and have something to relate to in a positive aspect. Would you say that's kind of a positive towards drill? The fact that someone, if they're going through a rough time and listen to something like that, they know that they're not alone.
I feel like there are some people who can relate to that. And that's obviously due to my upbringing, that's obviously due to the people who I hang around, the friends I have and everything.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people who I hang around who do listen to drill cannot relate to it. A lot of the people who I am friends with, who I grew up with, why is this song relatable to you? You went to a private school. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying because you went to a private school you don't have problems, you weren't in hood areas, you know, you didn't have the struggles of drug wars and gangs and violence. What I'm saying is, you went to these schools and got better opportunities. That life is something that doesn't have to apply to you. Why does this appeal to you? For me, I will listen to this music because I like the music. I will listen to this music because I'm a music producer. I like the sounds, I like the Scottish snaps, which can be heard in loads of different genres. I love the bass because I'm a bass guy. And I love the wordplay, it's fun. But it's also just as controversial as Eminem. It's just as controversial as so many other rappers. And, you know, I wouldn't say it applies to me or is relatable to me. I'd just say it's a vibe.
Yeah.
And the issue is a lot of kids these days, they're vibing to anything and any form of energy that approaches them.
Yeah.
And then you end up with confusion. Your vibes are missed. You know, what is it you're vibing to? What is it you're accepting into yourself? What is it you're experiencing, listening to?
Yeah.
Because that's going to change you.
Yeah, because I would say as someone, you know, I'm grateful for like the upbringing that I had and everything like that. But I knew people who had rougher upbringings or were going through terrible times, or where I'd been in incidents and stuff, like nearly getting like someone threatening to stab me on the way home when I was like in year 8. But like,
can we just pause on that? Like, year 8.
That is mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what's like interesting about that experience is that it wasn't a real actual like serious thing, because it was a bunch of older boys pretending that they had a knife, and because it was dark it looked realistic, and they did it to scare me and my friend because they knew that we were little girls that were scared. And so like it's that kind of like influence and everything like that, thinking that's cool, thinking it's funny and stuff like that. Would you say, you know, that can kind of be like a con behind it or anything like that? Because I know for a fact, like after school there was a bunch of kids just like listening to drill in the park and everything like that.
But then equally, right, playing devil's advocate again on the other side.
Yeah.
Drill music has only grown into popularity recently.
Yeah.
Only, I'd say, maybe, 2016, 2015?
Yeah, it's quite new.
Year 8, that's when. Year 8, drill music is fairly new.
Yeah.
The people who heard it and listened to it wasn't really drill music. Like, you're talking about other genres that have also had that impact and effect, and I think it's important to realise other genres of music are equally, if not just as bad, or worse, as drill music.
I agree with that.
Like we've had grime, we've had...
Yeah. That kind of links to your point before about how there was that cultural link behind it, and how it's just the lyrics in that particular genre, but because of that particular genre and the cultural link behind it, you know.
Yeah.
They're quite smart, you know. Angelo, do you have anything else to say about the topic in general?
No, I think everything that I would have said, they've both said it already.
We're gonna have to make you speak more.
But overall, in general, like the whole D Digital project and everything, I like the idea of us being D-1.
Yeah.
And everything like that.
Yeah.
That was a sick idea. Whose idea was that again?
No clue.
No clue.
Say group effort.
Yeah, it was a group effort. And so what we're trying to do is just promote good music that's like pleasing to others whilst being expressive, and I would say overall in general we all did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that there are going to be future groups, whether we continue doing something like this or new people come in. I know they're planning on doing something with underage kids, so that will be interesting to get their perspective. And so I'm grateful that we all had this discussion and that we all just did this as a group in general, and it was a pleasure working with all of you. Hopefully you guys tolerated me as well.
Oh, 100%. And yeah, I mean, I would just end this thanking once again Daniela and Michelle.
Yes.
Daniel, Ibs,
everyone all the James as well.
Yeah,
all our mates who helped
everyone
out.
who showed up, Gokshin.
Yeah. And so we're gonna wrap up real quick. Thank you very much for all of this. Has been great. Stay tuned. Relevance is coming soon. And take care.
Take care.
See you guys.
See you.
See you.
Bye.
Here.